Hello and welcome to the Wright Know Your Money podcast. I'm Ashley Smith.
And I'm Tom Richards.
On the Know Your Money podcast, we talk everything finance, from financial planning tips to how what's going on in the world around you affects the money in your wallet and, most importantly, your financial future.
If this podcast helps you, please like and subscribe so that we can help as many people as possible moving forwards. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the state pension. What is the state pension? Is it value for money? Should I top up my state pension? Should I even defer my state pension? These are all great questions that we're regularly asked at Wright, and it's our belief that the state pension is a fundamental cornerstone of any retirement plan. So, Ash, could you just start us off with, when will I get my state pension?
Yeah, so the state pension, as the name suggests, is a pension and it's payable by the government once you reach your qualifying age. Now, the qualifying age for state pensions at the moment is 66, but that is increasing to 67 for those that qualify by 2026 to 2028. And then it's increasing again to 68 for those that qualify between 2044 and 2046.
That's brilliant, thank you very much. And I think we'll probably just go on to the next question, which we're asked by so many clients or new inquiries, is how much is the state pension? I know it isn't as simple as a specific figure.
So for those reaching state pension after April 2016, so anybody reaching state pension age now, the amount you will receive is dependent upon the number of national insurance credits that you have, with the maximum being 35 years, for which you'll be entitled to £10,600 per year, or £203.85 per week if you want to break it down weekly. That increases each year, and that will increase in line with the higher of average wages in the UK, inflation, or 2.5%. So that's that triple lock that you may have heard about in the news. Now, I've already just mentioned there, but to achieve the full state pension, you need to have 35 years worth of national insurance credits. If you have less than 10, you won't usually receive any state pension at all. And if you have somewhere between 10 to 35 years, you'll get a proportional amount. So, for example, here, each qualifying year of national insurance contributions gives you roughly £5.82 per week. So that's just the 203 I said earlier on, £203 a week divided by the 35. So if you have 20 years of national insurance contributions, by the time you reach state pension age, you would get £116 a week, or £6,052 per year. The national insurance credits, you receive those once you have earnings above £123 per week if you're employed. Okay, if you're self-employed, you pay national insurance slightly differently, but you will still get credits if you do pay that national insurance. You can also receive credits as well, even if you don't have those earnings, and you're entitled to certain benefits. And now this isn't an exhaustive list, but things like child benefit, job seekers allowance, carers allowance, working tax credits. If you're in receipt of any of those, you will also receive a national insurance credit towards your state pension, but other benefits as well. If you want further information on that, I would direct you directly just to the .gov website, and there's sort of lots of information on there. It's worth noting as well that you can actually check how many years of national insurance qualification years you've got, or qualifying years you've got. Again, you'd need to go to the .gov website for that, but I'm sure we can put the links on the bottom of the post for everybody to see.
No, that's great, thank you. Could you now just explain to the audience what happens if you don't have enough credits for the full pension? Can you top up your state pension entitlement?
You can, yes. So if you've been online and you've checked your national insurance credits and you find that you're below the 35 years, there's a couple of options available to you. Now, firstly, if you're short, let's say by 4 years, and you still have 4 or more years of work left before you reach your state pension age, and you're working and you're paying national insurance contributions, you don't really need to do anything, because you will collect those credits as you get towards retirement. If, however, there are not sufficient working years left for you to get to your state pension age and accumulate the full 35 years, or simply if there are enough years but you don't want to work or don't need to work, then yes, you can voluntarily top up that state pension. Usually, and I say usually because there's a couple of exemptions for this, but usually you can go back for 6 years and make good any contributions that you've missed. So for example there, you've got until the 5th of April next year, 2024, to go back and cover the gaps up to the end of the 2017-18 tax year. You can sometimes make contributions for longer than 6 years ago. That's largely dependent upon your age. And again, those links where you can check the credits you've already got, you'll be able to have a look at that on there as well.
No, that's brilliant, thank you. Could you now just explain the belief at Howard Wright whether the state pension is or isn't value for money?
Yeah, so I'll caveat this with any answer I give here is obviously dependent upon personal financial situations, and everybody should get sort of personalised advice. But as a generic answer, for most people, yes, it's usually good value and probably very, very good value. So for the tax year 23-24, the one that we're currently in, the cost of filling a gap in your national insurance record for 1 year to get you one credit is about £907. Okay, now by making this contribution, you'll increase your state pension entitlement by £302 per year. So that means it costs you 907, you get 302 then every year once you reach state pension age. That's a break-even point of about 3 years. So you need to live roughly 3 years to get your money back. Every year over and above that, you're getting what is effectively a 33% return on your money. So yeah, potentially very, very good value for money.
No, that's brilliant. Another question we've got from our listeners is, and I think this one will be really interesting for you to answer for them, is can you work past your state pension age?
You can. So if you choose to work past your state pension age, that is completely up to you. There is no rules that say you have to retire when you get to a specific age. Whether or not you choose to take your state pension when you get there, again, is completely up to you. You don't have to take it, but you can still take it and continue to work, so you've got an extra income then from the state pension age. And what some of our clients may do there is they'll sort of go part-time or reduce their hours at work because their state pension is topping up their income. A point worth noting here is once you get to state pension age, you no longer will make or pay national insurance contributions. So if you haven't got the full 35 years by state pension age, continuing to work isn't going to credit those in for you.
That's brilliant, thank you. And I think the final question from our listeners, which I have here, is can you explain about deferring the state pension in a bit more detail as well?
I can, yeah. So as I said there, once you get to state pension age, if you continue to work and choose not to take the state pension and start receiving that income, that's known as deferring your state pension. So for those that reach state pension age before April 2016, the 6th of April 2016, so they would have already had to have deferred and perhaps still haven't started to claim that, two options available. Firstly, for every 5 weeks that you don't claim or you don't start to receive your income, you can increase your income when you do get your pension by 1%. So for every 5 weeks, your state pension will increase by 1%. That means if you were to defer for 5 weeks, let's say 1%, but if you were to defer for 10 weeks, it's 2%, or for 15 weeks, it's 3%. And that keeps going up by 1% for every 5 weeks with no cap. Okay. The second option that you've got is to have any of those missed payments paid out to you as a lump sum once you do elect to take your state pension instead of having that increased income, which again for some may be better, but personalised advice is probably worth seeking out there. If you reach state pension age after the 6th of April 2016, so anybody reaching state pension age now, you only have one option, unfortunately, and that's the increased income option. They won't give you the lump sum anymore. So again, you get 1%, but this time it's for every 9 weeks that you delay the pension, not every 5 weeks. So first 9 weeks, your income will increase by 1%. If you defer it for 18 weeks, it's 2%, or 27 weeks, it's 3%. And again, that continues with no cap. I know we've already stressed it once, twice possibly, but as with all things finance, what's right for one person isn't always right for another. So as such, then any advice that we give here at Howard Wright would be specific and tailored to that individual. If any of our listeners want to discuss the state pension and how it plays an overall part in their overall financial plan, please contact myself or any of the chartered financial planners. The best way to do that is to visit the website at www.howardwright.co.uk and fill in our inquiry form, or simply give us a call on 0345 688 4939. Thank you for listening to the Howard Wright Know Your Money podcast. I've been Ashley Smith.
And I've been Tom Richards.
If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe or share on your socials. And if you're listening to us on Apple Music or Spotify, please drop us a follow, leave us a review.
It really helps other people find the podcast, enabling them to know their money better and build stronger financial futures. Please also check out the Howard Wright link tree below for loads more tips, tricks, articles and videos and podcasts just like this one.
And most importantly, stay tuned for future episodes. This recording contains information from sources believed to be reliable, but no guarantee, warranty or representation express or implied is given to its accuracy. Howard Wright does not undertake any obligation to update or revise any future statements. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future results. Investments can go down as well as up, and actual results could differ materially from those anticipated. This recording is for the information purposes only and has no regard to the specific investment objectives or financial situation of any individual. The information contained in this recording is not intended to constitute and should not be construed as investment or financial advice. Appropriate personalised advice should always be taken before entering into any transactions. No responsibility can be accepted for any loss arising from action taken or refrain from being taken based on this publication. Howard Wright is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority.